Did you know there's a brand new ski resort open in North Carolina? This season is the first of many great years of skiing and snowboarding at Hatley Point Ski Area. With newly updated snowmaking equipment, this resort has the potential to become a top competitor in the region. And in this video, I'm doing a full mountain review going over 5 key categories from 0 to 20 and adding all the scores up at the end to give a total score out of 100 to help you decide if visiting Hatley Point is worth your time and money. Let's dive right into the first category of this mountain's terrain. Hatley Point Ski Area was deemed the second best mountain in North Carolina for beginner terrain. It has 20 total trails on the mountain, with each trail providing fun turns, hills, and bumps to keep you engaged while riding. And this terrain keeps you having a blast the entire time. I think having fun terrain like this is a nice break from the long straight runs of other mountains in this area of the country. This mountain has 6 green, 10 blue, 4 black, and 1 park trail to ride across its 54-acre footprint. Although Hatley's skiable acreage is less than other mountains in North Carolina, they make up for it by using it very well. Their 1 park trail is off of the blue run called Way Out, but unfortunately it wasn't open when I visited. So I don't have much information on what features their park has. If you've ridden the park trail at Hatley, let us know in the comments. The summit of the mountain is at 4,700 feet elevation, which is high enough to see the beautiful surrounding landscape on your way down the slopes. Once getting off the lift at the top, you have several different trail choices to begin your journey down, which includes trails of all different skill levels to choose from, making it possible to stay only on beginner or intermediate or advanced terrain for most, if not all, of your ride back down to the base. This is great for all levels of skiers and snowboarders to feel comfortable going up to the summit. Hatley Point has a vertical drop of 700 feet, which is much better than some smaller mountains in the surrounding areas like Ober Mountain, Tennessee at 600 feet and Winter Place, West Virginia at 603 feet, but not nearly as much vertical as other popular mountains in North Carolina like Cataloochee at 740 feet, Beach at 830 feet, and Sugar at 1,200 feet. Hatley does keep 15 of their slopes lighted for night skiing and has an overall terrain breakdown of 30% green, 50% blue, and 20% black diamond slopes. The terrain at Hatley Point gets a 17 out of 20 for using their mountain very well and keeping each run unique. Next, let's look at the layout of this mountain. Hatley Point has 5 total lifts along its slopes. 1 quad lift as the main chair taking riders up to the summit, 1 double and another quad lift off to the right side of the map accessing only green runs, and 2 surface lifts, 1 for the park trail and 1 magic carpet near the base in the beginner area. Although none of these lifts are high-speed lifts, the main quad going from the base up to the summit has a midway exit, where you can exit the lift early and choose between taking a blue or green slope down the mountain. Now keep in mind that this is the first season Hatley is open for skiing and snowboarding, and their map still doesn't show the midway exit spot very well. But I'll circle it here so you can expect it when you visit. My first time going on this lift, I was checking the resort's map, and the lifty at the midway exit point surprised me and had a fun game of tossing a small basketball to people on the lift and letting them shoot for a basket. How cool is that? I didn't even catch the ball my first loop because I didn't realize what was happening. But I got another chance later on, and I just barely missed it. But fun little things like this really boost the mountain vibe and reminds you of how fun smaller mountains are meant to be. Also, this resort has 100% snowmaking capabilities, and that combined with the higher elevations of western North Carolina allow for great winter conditions. So far this season, the area has had several winter storms, surprising locals with tons of fresh powder. And although I missed the East Coast powder days, that doesn't mean you can't take advantage of the weather when you visit. The layout at Hatley scores a 15 out of 20 for having a main lift that provides access to all different slope difficulties. Next category is lodging. Where can you stay if you want to go riding at Hatley Point? One thing you'll notice when you drive to this mountain is there's not much else around it, which gives it a really cool vibe but isn't necessarily ideal for nearby lodging options. There are a few places near the mountain, like the Views at Wolf Ridge, Home Team Vacation Rentals, and the Treetop Lodge. When we visited Hatley, we stayed in Asheville, North Carolina, only a 40-minute drive to the mountain, because it allowed for all the access we needed for an affordable stay, restaurants, and shops. Not to mention the ability to explore other locations around Asheville as well. Now, Hatley Point does mention having plans to build more lodging around their mountain, but for now, lodging scores a 7 out of 20 for mainly being a day trip location from Asheville. Next, let's take a look at the pricing at Hatley Point. How much is it going to cost you to come riding here? If you decide to come to Hatley on a weekday or weekend, they have options for a day, night, 12-hour flex, and 4-hour lift tickets. They list both regular prices and discounted prices for each ticket type, and you will qualify for the discounted prices if you're military, a senior between 64 and 69, or for youth 5 to 12 years old. And kids under 4 ski for free when accompanied by an adult. I'll list all the prices on the screen now for weekdays for you to look at, and I want to point out that a regular price 4-hour lift ticket is only $44. And anything under $50 is honestly the best. Especially with the cost of lift tickets steadily rising year after year, it's so nice to see affordable prices. And Hatley also offers college night tickets for $32 to encourage nearby university students to come out riding. It's always great to take advantage of local discounts like this if you're able to. And here's the weekend prices as well, which again aren't too bad. Another benefit for Hatley is they have a refundable 12-hour flex ticket, meaning if your plans change or if the weather is unfavorable, you can get refunded your tickets as long as it's 24 hours in advance. With crazy weather patterns, this option is very interesting. And don't forget, Hatley Point is an Indy Pass resort. So if you have an Indy Pass, you can ski or snowboard here for free for 2 days out of the season and a third discounted day as well. I got an Indy Pass before the season started, and I've been pleasantly surprised with all the different resorts it has access to. Keep an eye out in the future for a video about that. So with all the different ticket pricing options at a Hatley Point, it gets a perfect 20 out of 20. Because anytime you can get on the mountain for under $50, that is crazy good. The last category to grade is the uniqueness factor. What is unique about Hatley Point? As I mentioned briefly earlier, this is the first season Hatley has been open. In years past, there was a different owner who named the mountain Wolf Ridge. Ownership recently changed, and a lot of renovations have taken place this last year. Hatley Point has done a good job at taking to social media and posting various project updates for their resort. They have some of those videos posted on their website you can check out if you're interested. For anyone lucky enough to have been skiing or snowboarding at Hatley Point this season, you understand how great this resort can be. In today's world, it's not too often that new ski resorts open up, and for that reason, this mountain scores a 17 out of 20 for its uniqueness. And with all the scores added up, Hatley Point Ski Area gets a solid 76 out of 100 overall, which is definitely a high enough number for you to go and check it out. What do you think of my rating? Would you have scored something different? Let me know in the comments, and if you want a review of your favorite mountain, say so in the comments and I'll look into it. If you like finding great ski resorts in North Carolina, then you need to watch this next review of Sugar Mountain.